Here at Lacey-Keosauqua State Park, many of the hillsides are tree covered. It's rare that a visitor will stop and absorb the details of any one object, let alone a single tree.
But a lone tree may have forever changed the professional and personal life of one Midwesterner from northeastern Iowa. In 2012, Mark Hirsch started a 365-day photographic journey that began with a single picture on his iPhone.
If in my days as a photo editor, if I went to one of my staff photographers and I said, hey, I want you to spend an entire year making a picture every day of a bur oak tree, he'd think I'd lost my mind.
It began as a simple challenge for a career photographer. An ancient tree in this Midwestern farm field.
You know, after being into it 2 or 3 weeks, I mean, there's no turning back when you commit to shoot a picture a day of something for a year. And that's a lot of skin in the game.
Each day, for 365 days, the same scene, but with a new image each time. Photographer Mark Hirsch spent 19 years driving past this field before he found inspiration in its solitary bur oak. A tree with roots dating back nearly 2 centuries. Following a challenge from a photography colleague, Mark descended upon this field with a simple goal: capture something unique, something different about a tree that had grown tall long before his own arrival. Day after day, sunrises and sunsets, Mark kept coming back. Some days he spent hours circling the bur oak in search of something different. Other days he was inspired by a dwindling sunset seen from his house a mile down the gravel road.
And I turned around to the west to walk and sit down at the table, and I looked out the window at the sunset. And just like that, within 5 minutes, the light had changed, and it was an incredible sunset. And I remember my wife had just put a salad on the table, supper's in the oven. I remember I said, "I'll be right back." And I dashed out the door.
The results were beyond any artist's wildest dreams. Posting a new photo to his Facebook page each day, a network of followers began to grow. Reporters took notice, and a simple project snowballed into an internet phenomenon. Thousands of online admirers have flocked to the project dubbed by Mark as That Tree. The photography alone has captured the outdoor imagination of fans, but what has defined the project is, in part, the camera itself.
During the opening night of the exhibit, a couple of people came over, and the artists are there, you're engaging people in conversation, and this person says to me, "So what kind of camera are you using?" They're expecting me to say a Nikon or a Canon and whatever model it is and whatever fancy wide angle or telephoto lens I used. And I said, "Well, actually, these are all shot with my iPhone." I remember just adamantly they said, "No, they're not." I said, "No, really, these are shot with my iPhone." "No, they're not." And to me, that was wonderful because it helped qualify what I'd been trying to tell people all along, that it's not the camera, it's the eyes and the ability to transform your vision into a meaningful photo. It's the tool behind the camera that's the most important.
In a way, using a camera phone stripped away many of the high-tech gadgets that can infuse modern landscape images. A man who spent 25 years photographing spot news for a Dubuque newspaper was forced to focus on his subject and hone his own skills.
But I'm loving this, man. It's like stalking something in the jungle, I'm not fond of the bugs. Last year was a wonderful year for bugs. There were none.
Using a variety of applications like Camera Plus, Mark was able to maximize the iPhone's capabilities and surprise even himself throughout the 365-day journey. He occasionally dabbled with iPhone lens attachments, but largely avoided them. Sometimes he used a flashlight to trick the iPhone into the correct exposure.
But typically, the iPhone, like any other point-and-shoot camera, is always trying to give you a perfect exposure for everything, and I want to be a photographer and control the look of the scene. I want it to look more like dusk or dawn. So by using this, and locking the exposure, I can reduce the amount of light going to the chip and emulate the conditions that I want. I mean, it's forcing the iPhone to see the world the way I want to see it, not the way the iPhone wants to see it.
An application designed for timed exposure called slow shutter helped capture these fireflies at dusk. And Mark wasn't shy about trying new foreground elements, including his wire-haired pointer and occasional holiday themes. But the raw beauty of nature was his canvas.
And I turned around in that, I don't know, 10-minute span, the light had dropped down below the horizon, but with that fresh, pristine blanket of snow, and the shadow from the tree was this incredibly hard shadow, and it was just this big wedge coming out to me, and it was just brilliant red. I laid down in the snow. I'm like, oh my God, can I get this? Can the iPhone catch this? And it's just an incredible picture.
In 2013, Mark's photo book, That Tree, will be shipped to thousands of online followers who saw something simple become a journey larger than the sum of its parts. For the last picture on day 365, Mark recruited his friends, family, and followers to join him for a final photo.
It was a snowy, muddy, kind of a mucky day, and it's this exodus of people making their way to the tree. It was absolutely incredible. Almost 300 people and a dozen dogs. I mean, dude, it was insane. My one friend who came out here, and he wanted to make a picture of me making pictures, and he says to me, he says, Hershey, he says, that is the greatest outpouring of support I've ever seen for somebody that wasn't dead or dying.
For Mark, it was ironic that a bur oak estimated at 163 years old was nearly pushed over by a bulldozer operator a few months ago. The operator incorrectly assumed the farm's owner would want to add a few more rows of corn at the cost of that tree. Now, free from his one photo a day promise, Mark still returns to that same field. It's a form of outdoor phototherapy, always finding a new angle and another excuse to appreciate nature's beauty.
Those little simple discoveries, things we would make, things we would see, things we would witness and appreciate as a kid. But you know, we grow up, we become adults, and we're so worried about other people's perceptions of us. We're afraid to climb a tree, we're afraid to lay in the grass, we're afraid to look closely at something. That stuff's all gone out the window because I'm doing all of the above. I'm climbing that tree, I'm laying in the grass, I'm looking close at the katydid on the bark, and I'm enjoying every bit of it.
That wraps up this summertime edition of Iowa Outdoors. Our IPTV crew will continue to crisscross the state in the coming months to bring you the best of Iowa's outdoor environments and recreational opportunities.
And you can help by submitting your ideas and suggestions to iptv.org/Iowa Outdoors.
And be sure to check out our growing video online archive of more than 60 features all about Iowa's outdoor conservation and recreation.
We'll leave you with some images from Lacey Keosauqua State Park.